the difference between backup and business continuity, a lot of people misunderstand that backup and disaster recovery is business continuity, and those are two different things. Actually, three different things. There's backup, which is simply I have a copy at some level of my data. Um, People would maybe take a backup of the pictures off from their camera at home. Backup and disaster recovery would be I'm going to ensure that I don't have a failure. I have a way of recovery, right? So, um, in the example of the pictures, that can be I'm taking a backup, and so I have a backup of my pictures off from my phone onto a hard drive, and then disaster recovery would component would be I'm also sending those to the cloud. So now I have a three-layer strategy. Um, Business continuity, that was a little bit different. Business continuity is something that how do we continue to function in a business environment should an unexpected catastrophic event happen? And there's different levels of events that can happen. We have seen everything from unexpected fires. We've seen a lightning strike over a server room that set the corner of the building on fire. The fire suppression system kicked in, and um, interestingly enough, in that scenario, the fire system obviously put the fire out, but insurance required that organization to send their servers to be cleaned. The process of cleaning the servers actually did more damage because they all had gotten smoke damage. It killed more servers. So the process of cleaning them, but that was the only way that insurance would cover those assets. So you think of business continuity in that situation was now how do we keep servers running so that we have availability while we're sending these servers off site to be cleaned, right? And so continuity has to think about not just servers or infrastructure pieces, but it also has to think about people, right? If we have a requirement that people have to come to an office because of what we do, well, what happens if there's a flood? Or what happens when the power goes out, right? That's a lower level thing. We have some customers that have an ability, they have opted to add for their business continuity auxiliary power generation in the form of a power generator. So we designed our battery backup strategy for their servers to coincide with the time it takes to turn on their generator, which is very fast. It's like 15 seconds. So they don't necessarily need a ton of battery backup, but their entire infrastructure stays up in a power failure because they're a battery of the way everything is designed to work together, right? And this is a manufacturing company that has put this in place. So you don't. A lot of people don't think through. We see time and time again when you have something as simple as a power failure, the entire office just stops, right? Because you can't get access to the internet. It's down. You know, a lot of people don't think about redundant circuits until they realize how dependent they are on the internet. And what you'll hear is, well, we haven't had a circuit outage yet. You know, it's not happened in 4 years. That may be true, but I can tell you that the larger organization you are, the more painful it is to have that internet go down when you need it. And it doesn't, you know, these things never go down when you want or when it's convenient. They go down when you're working on your big business deal that you're trying to close, and all of a sudden you're at a rock standstill, right? So there's a lot of components to business continuity that have to get thought through in different levels of unexpected, either outages or disasters, everything from electricity, flooding, tornado, um, key person, right? We don't think of we were called once uh, from a company who IT person was just walking up the sidewalk in the winter time. They slipped and fell, and the concussion, they passed away. Um, do you have access to all your passwords that he had access to? Do you have a system that has that information stored? I can tell you they were in a world of hurt, and you can hear it in their voice, and it was just an unexpected fluke, right? Slipped on a sidewalk, you know. So that whole business continuity is a whole nother level that is different from backup disaster recovery. Backup disaster recovery is a component of business continuity.